Hello, everyone. My name is Ignacio, and this is my presentation on my community and words. So, to start off, the place I'll be focused on will be the demographic of Wilmington, Delaware. Um, and for those that are not from the tri-state area, I know Delaware can be kind of hard to find. It's a little easier now with Joe Biden as president. Delaware is the home of Joe Biden, so it's this tiny little state here. And then here I have the flag um, and the three counties of how the state is split up. So we have Newcastle County, which holds Wilmington, and it's basically the most populated area of the actual state. Then we move down to Kent County, which is mostly farmland, and then Sussex, which has the beaches and again more farmland down there. So some background of Delaware. This is information based off the 2019 census. So in the state, there is in Wilmington area, there's roughly uh, 33,034 people, and this is based on the zip code that we're focused on, which is my zip code, my community zip code. There's roughly 37,132 females, so almost equally separated there. The median household as of 2019 was estimated to be 47,722, which is I guess somewhat of an increase from the 35,000 that was back in the 2000s. So we can see that the income levels are increasing. I'm not really sure if I would consider that to be keeping up with the change of expenses in the state, but we can see that at least the income levels are raising a little bit. The estimated house prices are roughly 174, and this is for in the city for the most part, um, like townhouses, row homes. Once you get outside the city and you're looking into the suburban area, the prices tend to increase a little bit more. But we see the big jump from the year 2000, which the average house was 89,000 to 2019, where it's double, or pretty much double the price. So although the income levels are increasing, I wouldn't necessarily consider them to be keeping up with the other increases as well. In 2019, the reported poverty rate, according to the census, was 29.8. And then here we can have some additional information based on the ethnicities found within my community. So we can see that it's a decent mixture of a lot of different backgrounds. I would consider the city to be more like a melting pot. Um, Wherever you go, you'll see lots of different people from different backgrounds. Um, the other thing is the crime rate. So we see the crime rates are pretty high for the city of Wilmington compared to the U.S. average. So some of the important institutes is that I consider is the Latin American Community Center. They're one of the very few community centers that are focused on serving the Latino community. I believe in the state of Delaware that I'm aware of. There is another one within the Newcastle County limits, and then there's two more that are found in one in Kent County and one in Sussex County. So there's not many of them. The LACC, Latin American Community Center, tends to be the biggest one. and they provide a lot of different resources such as childcare, affordable childcare for the minority members of the community, immigration services, social services work, food pantries, financial assistance, and counseling for those that need counseling in Spanish or just can't afford the prices of other counseling programs out there. But the Latin American Community Center is a staple for the Hispanic community in the city of Wilmington. To continue on to more important, other important institutes, the DuPont Chemical Company has been one that is widely known in the state of Delaware. Everyone from Delaware knows the DuPont company, and they employ many different people. They've established hospitals, schools, and employed a lot of the residents of Delaware. The other one would be Amazon. They have several warehouses in Newcastle County and some in, I believe it's Kent County, um, employing many of the Delaware residents. I believe it was reported that they have around 5,000 people they employ, and they're opening up a new mega warehouse within the Newcastle County limits that's going to employ an additional 4 to 5,000 employees just in that warehouse to keep it running throughout the day. And then one of the other staples of Delaware of the community here is the Blue Rocks, and that's because there are baseball team that works with the community centers within the city, and they provide them with free tickets and usually vouchers for a hot dog and a soda for families that come from lower incomes. So to it allows the families to have a family night out and go out to the ball game pretty much. So here is my community. This is my area, and this is a map of the hazardous waste water. So the darker the color, the higher the percentile. The lighter the color, the lower the percentile. And for the most part, it seems that within my community, it seems to be fairly safe. Moving forward, here we have the education level for my community. So I wanted to focus on the bachelor levels, and as you can see, it looks like for the most part, the people around in the community, um, most of them contain a bachelor degree. So the lighter the color, the less people in that community that have a bachelor's degree. The darker the color, the more. And I just picked this just out of curiosity. And then next here we have the household above poverty income level. So as you can see, for the most part, it looks like most of the people in the community are above the um, poverty income level. Here, this is, I don't know if you can see the red dot there, but that's my my area, and then all around would be part of the community around me. And then lastly, to assess the community, whether I consider it to be a good community or not, I would say I do. It's a safe place to live. I've always felt comfortable living in this area. Everything is within walking distance. With what you go into the grocery store, the gas station, the pharmacy. It's a safe walk to get from one place to another. I usually just drive, but if ever needing to walk, it's walking distance as well. And it's a safe walk. They have paved sidewalks to make it a little bit easier and more accessible to get from one place to another. Um, there's no conflicts within the neighbors. All the neighbors are friendly. They'll stop by when I'm working on the yard and say hello. The neighbor across the street, he works for a fruit company. He always brings fruit over to the people around that live around him. So for the most part, there's no conflict between neighbors. We share the same values, which is trying to help one another. And then lastly, some of the relationships with the people in the community here, they go pretty far back. I know some of the people that live in the area I've known since middle school, so over 15 years now. So close friends with a lot of the people in the neighborhood. A lot of the behavior here is predictable. People wake up in the morning to go to work, and in the afternoon you can see the same people that are walking their dogs, just stopping by to say hello when you're sitting on your porch or working on the yard or just outside. Um, Predictable behaviors and people coming over, providing you with fruit or baked goods that they made, and they just want to stop by and say hello. Well, here we have my references, and I think that is all for my presentation. Thank you for watching.